My video for January the 25th, 2020 is number 3346. The title of this video is Our Human Rights Are Repeatedly Threatened. For a long time, I have been concerned with the erosion of our natural rights as human beings. Of course, the right of self-protection is at stake in the United States, where we see politicians working to annul the Second Amendment in the Bill of Rights. But some corporations even threaten our right to have and express opinions that challenge those whose game plan is to enslave all of us. Christopher Dodd said, "When the public's right to know is threatened, and when the rights of free speech and free press are at risk, all of the other liberties we hold dear are endangered." That was a quote again by Christopher Dodd. Do you notice the key word in that quote? I saw it right away. Liberties are something granted by the bosses that tell us what we can and cannot do, say, or even think. Yes, it's an attempt at mind control, and it should sound an alarm for any thinking man or woman. As I see it, cloning is an attempt to bypass human consciousness and our natural abilities to explore, invent, and think outside the box of government control. As I've said many times, the very word government means mind control. Thinking for ourselves is the very essence of what it is to be human. It is not a privilege granted to us. We are each born with that unalienable right. Oh, for some that listen regularly, it may sound like a broken record. But I think things like this are very, very important. And the use of words, for me anyway, has meaning. Now, I think we've all been lulled to sleep and deceived by a lot of things. What's going on in the United States now, in Virginia and other states, and the Democratic Party and many Republicans as well. Yes, folks, it's not just a political thing between the Democrats and the Republicans. There are people on this planet, well, maybe they're people, who want to absolutely rein in any ability to do anything other than what the slave masters want done. And the slave masters, as I've said, and they put it right on the Georgia Guidestones, is to reduce the world's population to a manageable 500 million people. It's right there. They want to get rid of a lot of people. They want to do that through disease, through famine, through droughts, through weather modification, through freedom of the press, taking it away, and freedom of speech, taking it away, and freedom to defend oneself, taking it away. It's a terrible thing for a person like me to see it and sees that so many still are sleeping, and so many of our leaders seem not only unconcerned, but are pushing the agenda to disarm the people. In every country in recent centuries and decades, in every country where they have taken away the right to keep and bear arms and to be able to protect oneself, in every nation where they've done that, tyranny has risen up and crime has increased. The states where they have open carry laws have some of the lowest rates of criminality on the planet. Of course, They have mind-controlled people doing mass shootings and things like that. But that's part of the agenda to take away the right to bear arms. If that stops in the United States, the world will descend into chaos that we've never witnessed before in human history, as far as we know human history. Now, I don't know what went on in previous eons, but, and I'm not, I started to say but I am not even sure that what we've been told about the more recent centuries is all accurate, because liars are the ones that end up telling the story. And that's why there are so many viewpoints on how things happen and descriptions of what our history actually is. You know, I wrestle with these things because I care. Now, I have friends that say, why bother, Ron? It's just an illusion. All right. I understand the scientific reasons for calling it illusion, because most of it's empty space. There's nothing there. I've said that over and over. It's a major issue for a lot of the new thinkers that say that the only thing that we have is a choice between whether love or fear. No, we have a choice whether to be informed or not. We have a choice whether or not we are going to explore and challenge what we've been taught. I've been challenging what I was taught since I was really young, since I was a teenager. When my minister told me, you can't read that, that throw it away, it's of the devil, I subscribed. Now I'm talking about the Plain Truth magazine. Do I agree with everything that Herbert W. Armstrong said and his son Garner Ted Armstrong? Of course not. Of course not. I have explored religions. Why? Because religions do have values in them. But when we get focused on our religion being the right way, whether it's veganism or whether it's interpretation of some scripture that makes us feel like we are the special chosen ones by some deity, these things separate and alienate and create friction and war, and always it comes out of a deception of some sort. We've got to be able to see the deceptions. We've got to be able to see how we are being misled. Our freedoms are being attacked continuously. And there needs to be a mass awakening. I keep saying that over and over and over again. And I do believe, as I keep also saying, that there is an increase in the number of people overall that seem to be in some stages of awakening. But there's so much more that needs to be done. And I really hope and pray that I get the opportunity, granted by the God that I keep praying for and to every day, the opportunity to live to see the kingdom of heaven on earth, where the tyranny is brought down, where the lies are exposed, and where people are finally able to be free at last. We were born to be free, not enslaved. And that goes for all of us, regardless of race, religion, or any other political demarcations that are used to separate us into warring camps. Please wake up, folks. Please pay attention. And please ask your Creator for help. Thank you for listening, and namaste.